Recording in progress. Good afternoon, Mr. Rohit.
Good afternoon.
Hi, sir. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you. Sorry, this is Puneet, is it? Hi, Puneet.
Hi, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Puneet. You can call me Rohit. Please don't
All
address me.
right. All right, right.
Okay. And that is Shodhan, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, I
Yes.
am sure.
Hi, Shodhan. How are you?
Hello. Fine, sir. Fine. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you. And again, Shodhan, please address me as Rohit.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Okay. Lovely. So we're waiting for the attendees to join, is it?
We'll wait for another 2 to 3 minutes just for them to join.
Absolutely, not an issue.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll be on mute.
Sure, sir.
We can get started maybe by 2:03 or 2:05, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I think most of you have joined, sir. I think Mr. Rohit, we could start.
Okay, just give me 1 second, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hello everyone.
Yes.
I see that
So
everybody, this is a very shy audience. Everybody have turned off their videos.
kindly turn on your cameras, participants. So welcome all the participants to the pre-incubation session 4. So I would like to begin with a short introduction of Mr. Rohit. So Mr. Rohit, he completed his computer science engineering, and then he is the former co-founder at Wow Labs. He played a pivotal role in launching over 35 web applications and more mobile products across various sectors such as fintech, SaaS, supply chain, and e-commerce. So Mr. Rohit is an expert in product management, product development, and analytics with a passion for solving real-life problems through software. During his 9 years at Wow Labs, he demonstrated leadership in team development, business strategies, and organizational skills. Beyond his professional endeavors, Mr. Rohit also shared his knowledge by teaching in lean methodologies at esteemed institutions such as IIM Bangalore, IIM Bombay, and IIT Kanpur. He has mentored numerous entrepreneurs at top accelerators such as Critic Accelerators, NRCL, MS Accelerator, T Labs, SLB, and KSAM. Currently, Mr. Rohit is the head of pre-seed investments at technology at Upeka, which is an AI SaaS accelerator. So welcome you, sir, and we again thank you for accepting our invite for being the speaker for this session.
Sorry, is it my internet?
Yes, sir. You may take over.
Shodan's internet, there's some issues.
Okay, got it. So
Shodan,
Shodan, thank you so much for the very kind introduction, right? And folks, the only way I'm going to get feedback as to whether what I'm talking is landing to you or not is if I can see you guys, right? So I'd request everybody to please turn on your video because that's the only way I understand whether you're understanding what I'm saying. So let's take 30 seconds. I'd request all of you to please turn on your video. Okay. So anyway, we'll get started. And in parallel, I'd request others to turn on their videos so that I understand who I'm talking to and where they're coming from, right? So everybody can see my screen?
yes, Rohit, that's visible.
Sorry, guys. Can you see my screen? Can you give me
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, lovely. Thanks. Lovely. Great. So, folks, as introduced by Shodan, my name is Rohit Virajappa. I previously co-founded Wow Labs and now I head investments and tech at Upeka. I know it's a pretty conflicting portfolio, right? I, at one degree, take care of investments and another degree also take care of everything tech internally. So the investments is a new role that I've assumed. Tech is something that I've been doing all my life. So as Shodan also mentioned, I've been teaching Lean for over maybe a decade now, right? So I've taught at various accelerators and at institutes, and now I've also taught at AIC NITE, I think the previous cohort, right? I did a full-blown workshop on Lean Startup for them. So now we have an opportunity to discuss MVP, right? So before going into MVP, from where does the term MVP come? Anybody? No right or wrong answers. Just shoot. It's okay.
Sir, minimum viable product. Sir.
Yes, sir. But where does it come from?
Hello, sir. Santosh, sir. Dr. Santosh from.
Yes, Santosh. Please tell me, like, do we have an idea as to where does this terminology MVP come from?
Okay, no idea, sir. No idea. Probably.
No problem.
I thought you are asking who has told that. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anybody else have an idea as to from where this has come? Anybody has
Product
heard-
development.
I'm sorry?
Product development.
From product development. Lovely, lovely. So within product development, has anybody heard of something called the lean startup? No? Okay.
No, sir.
So lean startup is a framework for product development and running a business. Okay. Primarily for product development, but the same concept can be used for throughout running the business. Okay. Now, lean startup is a framework. Okay. Now, what are frameworks? Frameworks are a mental model or a structure that you can utilize to perform certain activities. Like, for example, I always take cricket because it's easy. As a cricket country, we all understand these examples well. So, let's say defense is one framework. Let's say slog hitting is another framework. Let's say rotation of strike is another framework. Which is the best framework? No right or wrong answers. Go ahead. Anybody?
Rotation of strike.
Okay. So Dr. Ramkumar says it's rotation of strike. Anybody else?
Depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation. Lovely. So that is where what we have to understand is frameworks are a dime a dozen. Okay. Every framework is as useful as the person using it. Because the person using it only knows when to apply it where. Okay. In a cricket match, let's say that, there are 4 wickets down and you are suddenly entering and there are 4 quick wickets that have fallen. At that point, you have to defend. You have to save the wicket. Let us say you have come in the 48th over and you just need 40 runs to win in the last 2 overs. That time you have to slog. Let us say you're coming in the middle of the innings, 2 wickets have fallen, 30 more overs to go. That time you have to rotate strikes. So everything needs to be done contextually. Similarly, lean startup is also a framework and it is only as useful as the person using it because the person needs to understand the context of using lean startup. Okay. So frameworks are not silver bullets. They are not going to be useful everywhere. So we have to use it only where it is useful. Everybody here with me?
Yes.
Okay. Lovely. So moving forward, now let's try and understand what is lean startup. Okay. Lean startup is defined by or created by this person called Eric Ries. Okay. Now, Eric Ries defines lean startup as a scientific approach to create and manage startups and get the desired product to the customer hand faster. A bunch of words, but he says getting the desired product. Any of you are building undesirable products here? Please say yes or no.
No.
No, sir.
Okay, if people are not building undesirable product, then what is this man telling? He's telling that, this is an approach to build desirable products, it seems. So that is where let us look at this particular infographic, right? This is called, this is a long study that has been going on for quite a few years now. It is called the top reasons why startups fail. The top 10 reasons why startups fail by CB Insights. You can search it up. They have done postmortem of over 200 to 300 startups. I don't remember the exact number. Okay. These are all startups of all stages. Very young startups, startups which have raised Series A, Series B, Series C also. And they realized that the number 2 reason why startups fail is because there is no market need. If there is no market need, then it means it is an undesirable product. if so many startups are saying the number 2 reason why they failed is because there was no market need or they were building undesirable product, then it means Eric Ries might be talking some sense. Right? I'm not telling your products are undesirable. I'm telling we will have to evaluate. Okay. So this was the top number 2 reason why it failed after the pandemic. Before the pandemic, this was the number 1 reason why it failed. No market need. After pandemic, raising capital became a little difficult. That is why they ran out of cash. But if there was a market need and they were anyway selling it, then they wouldn't have ran out of cash. Right? So these are the top reasons why, products fail in the market. Now, let's look at another definition of lean startup by Steve Blank. So Steve Blank is Eric Ries's professor, and Steve Blank teaches something called customer development. While learning customer development is where Eric Ries started creating lean startup, right? He says lean startup favors experimentation over elaborate planning, customer feedback over intuition, and iterative design over big design upfront. So iterative design. Okay, so my question was very, very simple. Any of you are building your products with an intent to take it to market faster or through iterative design? Nobody?
Market fast.
Okay, I'm going to go there.
We want to take it to market fast.
So what are you doing to take it fast?
We are trying to make it easy approach to the customer, or whoever our customer are there.
Easy approach is okay, but how are you taking it to the market faster? Once it's there in the market, easy approach is easy to use, correct?
Yeah, easy approach is easy to use, yeah.
But how are you taking it to the market faster?
We are planning to associate, like we are building a agri product. We are trying it to collaborate with the cooperative societies who give funding and government, through which we get, which the customer will get what you call a subsidy. So we are trying to approach the market like that, sir.
So through subsidy, you're reducing the friction to buy.
Yeah.
How are you taking it to the market faster? Do you see there is a difference between the two?
Yeah. There is a difference.
Right. So that is where lean startup and MVP come into play. Okay.
Okay.
Lean startup, the primary tenet of lean startup is build, measure, learn. This is what we call the iterative design. So what are we building? What are we measuring? What are we learning? We are building experiments. We are measuring results, and we are learning through the assumptions. Okay. So instead of building full-fledged products, we'll build experiments. We will learn from them. We'll measure results through those experiments. And then we will learn about our assumptions, whether it is right or wrong. At this point, maybe we won't understand what is all of this. But it's okay, just stay with me. I'll help you understand that. So this building experiment is what we call the MVP. okay, which will help us learn about our assumptions that we have about the market. Now, let us look at what is MVP. Now, somebody at that point told me minimum viable product. So can anybody tell me what an MVP is?
Sir, actually, I told, sir.
Go ahead, Dr. Santosh.
I think actually, in my view, sir, any product which has got some, attractive nature, or it may be different than the existing product, like minimum features, as it is mentioning, where it can attract customers again. An attractive product which can attract customers.
Okay, attractive product can be any product, right?
Means usable one, sir. Just like not in
Usable,
terms
of
of
course,
usable, yeah.
right? And you said with minimal features, right? Anybody
Yes,
else?
sir. Sir, just to enter into the market or create, it can be again made it further better, but that is minimum that is required. That is what my view is, sir.
Great, great, great. Very well said, Dr. Santosh. Anybody else? No one? Okay. So MVP does not mean the full-fledged product. MVP does not mean smallest feature set. MVP also does not mean it is a cheaper product. For MVP, for anything to qualify as MVP, three primary pointers need to be fulfilled. One is it should reduce time to market. So, Arjun, this is what I mean by faster. Okay. Next,
Okay, sir.
it should deliver value to customer. You know, because you have to take it fast to market, you can't put something out there that does not deliver value to customer. Third, it has to help us validate or invalidate our assumptions. Now, last time I was told by Shodhan that Keshwa did the session for you guys on customer and problem validation, correct?
True.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So there, Keshwa would have taught you about how customer needs to be validated and how his problem needs to be validated. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is the third part, where we are trying to validate the customer, the problem, and the solution. That is the whole validation or invalidation. Now, when you're trying to validate or invalidate something, why build the whole product? Why can't we validate or invalidate with a smaller version of it, where it reduces time to market and adds value to customer? Now, that is what an MVP is going to do. So even now, if you don't fully comprehend what an MVP is, it's okay. What we will do is, we will look at examples and try and understand that. Okay. So how do we typically build a car? Can somebody tell me? If today you have to build a car company, how will you build a car? Anybody?
Market survey.
Okay, market survey. Then I'm not talking about market survey. I'm talking purely about production. How will you build car?
Sir, initial design, sir. What kind of car we are making?
Once design is done, what will you do, sir? Next.
We will identify the tier 1 and tier 2 manufacturers in order for us to supply products.
Lovely. So we'll get tier 1, tier 2. Next.
Once we have that, we will have the assembly line set up in order to build, assemble the parts that are required from, and we establish the supply chain basically.
Lovely, lovely. So typically what we will do is, first we will get tires, then we will get a chassis, then we'll put the body, then we'll put the accessories and finish it and make it a car, correct?
Yes.
Anybody disagree with me, or everybody are okay with me? Guys?
Okay, sir. Fine, fine.
Okay, sir.
It's
Okay.
clear.
Happy? Fine? Okay. But that is exactly what we should not be doing. This is not how you should build an MVP.
Mhm.
Okay. An MVP needs to, this is how you build an MVP. If you have to build a car, why do we need a car? A car is needed to go from point A to point B faster. Okay. So now, if you have to wait to sit and build a car to validate whether a person will use it to go from point A to point B faster, then you will need a lot of capital, a lot of time, and thousands of things can go wrong in between while you do it. So, especially when you're doing something for the first time, start with something small, which validates or invalidates your assumption. Can a person go faster from point A to point B using a skateboard? Can he do it with a bicycle? Then can he do it with a bike? Then finally, we'll go and build the car. So MVP is about building things that add value to your customer, not in the exact fashion that your full product will do, but in a smaller way. But it adds value. And it reduces time to your market. What takes more time to build, car or skateboard?
Car.
Of course. So build a skateboard. In the end, you want to build a car. I'm not telling you, hey, don't build a car, build skateboards and start using it. No, no, no. You will get to a car, but before that, what is the first step? And a skateboard will help you validate or invalidate your assumptions. Whether people want to even go fast from point A to point B. If they want to go fast, whether they're okay using a tool like this. Those are the validations or invalidations that will happen. Everybody with me till here? Any questions or doubts?
Is this iterative, sir?
This is iterative in nature. Iterative design does not mean that we will make a full-fledged car design and every time keep improving the car or changing the color of the car or changing the roof of the car. I know that is also called iterative design, but when in the terms of MVP, when we say iterative design, we mean build something small, put it out there, test the market. Then in parallel, continue building if there is validation. If there is no validation, stop building. Go do something else. Right? If there are, imagine how many people failed in the market because there was no market need. Now, a lot of you will also be building a product which may or may not have a market need. Now, let us assume that it's an established market. Like, for example, let us say light bulb is already there. Now, you're also building a light bulb, but you have but you're adding some other technology to it. Right? Now, we know people use light bulb. If you're building another light bulb, then you don't need to do validation. But let's say you're doing something in agri-tech. Somebody was mentioning, right? Or like Arjun was mentioning that they're doing something in agri-tech. How do we know whether the customer has that problem for which you're building a solution? How do we know that your solution is going to solve that problem? All of these are assumptions. To validate or invalidate that, don't build the whole product and go to market 2 years later only to realize something is wrong and it's not working. Build something very, very small, which will add value to the customer, but will help you also understand, because it's an experiment that you're running. It will help you understand whether it works or it doesn't work. From there, continue to build. That is what is called iterative design. Okay.
Got it.
Any
Sir.
other
Thank
questions?
you. Yeah, got it. So you are advising not to go in full go in the beginning, right? Go gradual.
Absolutely not. Right? Because like this is what I do day in, day out as my job. Right? I need to, at Upeka, we invest about 125K into every incoming startup. Right? My job is to look at a startup and tell whether the startup will succeed or not. Because we're investing money. And the number one thing that I see is the founder and the founder mindset. If the founder is absolutely sure of his product and wants to absolutely build it without validation, if there is already market validation, etc., then I have no problem. The biggest thing that I see, I look out for is a founder who has the ability to pivot, to iterate, to understand customers' needs and deliver to that. You're not building a company because you like your solution. You're going to build a company for which your customers are going to like the solution. That is the company that makes money. So that's why it becomes very, very critical to not go out and build a full product, but put out small things out there and keep testing the market. We'll see examples of how this is done. Okay. How many of you know about Buffer? Nobody knows Buffer? Okay.
Which buffer? Chemical buffer or financial buffer?
No. This is a software company called Buffer.
Okay.
So Buffer is a software product that is used to schedule your social media posts. Like, for example, a lot of people do content marketing, right? Now, you cannot keep posting 10 times a day. You cannot you cannot keep going on Twitter and then again on Facebook, then again on Instagram, etc., and keep posting the same thing. So that is where there are tools like Buffer. What they do is, there you put all your content and you schedule it as to what time you want it published where, and it publishes it. Today, there are dime a dozen tools like this. But a decade ago, there were not. A decade ago, 12 years ago, Buffer was yet trying to figure out whether this new concept is going to work or not. And how did they do it? This is their website, right? This is their first page of the website. It says, tweet more consistently with Buffer. Choose times to tweet. For example, 3 times a day at so-and-so time. Add tweets to your Buffer manually or with a handy browser extension. Okay. Buffer does the rest. We tweet for you. Just keep the Buffer topped up. Now, there is this button called plans and pricing. When you click that, it would go to the next page. And then there was a third page. In the second page, it shows that, it's $0 per month, $5 per month, and $20 per month. When somebody clicks on either $0, $5, or $20, then this third page would come. Hello? You caught us before we are ready. We are working hard to put the finished touches onto Buffer. Things are going well, and it should be ready to help you with Twitters very soon. If you'd like us to send you a reminder when we are ready, just put your email in the below. What did anybody understand out of this?
Sir, they are trying to contact the customers by, prompting or telling some of their product features and all.
They are contacting customers. What else are they doing?
Finally to subscribe or something like that, sir.
Okay,
Or,
but apart from that, what else are they doing here, Dr. Santosh?
actually, they are using our many, like you said, sir, that product can do, it can save a lot of time for some people who are, social media active. people, but still they wanted to send it to these kind of platforms. Ultimately, it's a business, sir. Like
Correct.
what you can see there.
But did you folks realize that they don't have a product?
Yeah, they don't have it, sir.
Okay.
It's just like a service.
Yeah. It is not even a service. They
Okay.
don't have anything.
Yes, sir.
They've just put a web page telling that, hey, these are the features. This is the pricing. When you click the pricing, it tells, hey, we are not yet ready. But this is an experiment run by them. This is an MVP.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If we were to build Buffer, what would we do? We would go build the entire platform and then publish it on the internet, correct? They did not even start building the product. They just put it on the internet saying that, hey, we have this product. Here is the pricing. When you click on the pricing, it says, hey, the product is not yet ready. It is coming soon. What does it validate or invalidate? It validates or invalidates whether people even have this problem. If they have this problem only, they'll click on plans and pricing. If they click on plans and pricing, then we get to know whether they're willing to pay for it and how much are they willing to pay for it. Are they willing to pay $0 or $5 or $20? Once they understand that, yeah, people have this problem and are willing to pay $0, $5 or $20, then you say, hey, we are not ready yet. So let us assume 1,000 people came on this page. 500 people clicked this. After that, they went into this pricing page. In that 100 people clicked on $5 or $20. Validation to go and build this product. On the contrary, let us say 1,000 people came here, but only 10 people clicked on the pricing page. On the pricing page, nobody clicked on $5 or $20. That means 0 out of 1,000, or even if it is 5 out of 1,000 or 10 out of 1,000, it means the conversion rate is very, very poor. It means that people don't need this product. That is what we meant by desirable product. That is what you saw in the CB Insights report, where there was no market need. So you can validate your need of your customer by simple MVPs like this without even building the product. Okay, I'll take a pause over here. I want to ask all of you, how many of you understood this? How many of you did not understand this? Folks, I
No,
need
we
some
got the
feedback here.
concept what it is. It is
Ah.
clear now.
Okay, lovely. The concept. What about others?
Yeah, it's clear. So it's like a mock drill. They are not saying it's a survey, but they are luring me to give my feedback.
Exactly. Right? Surveys, they know that they're answering survey. Survey is not an MVP. Okay? It is somewhat like a product, but not the whole product. Sometimes it need not be product at all. Like I'll give another example. I was doing the same workshop. See, today I'm doing this for just like an hour or so, but usually I do it as a boot camp. I started Friday evening and we ended Sunday night. And in this 50 hours of boot camp, 52 hours of boot camp, people usually go home for 3 or 4 hours and they come back because throughout the time they're working. And one of the startups, right, wanted to figure out whether if they have advertisements At that point, there was no advertisements on, in all the bus stops that you see now, right? This was almost like 10 years ago. They were like, hey, can we have a board which says when is the next bus coming, okay, and where is the destination? If we display that, and along with that, if we display ads, people will remember the ads better. That is why people will pay more for those ads. This was their concept. Okay. Now, how can you do this? You can, build a GPS system, install it in all buses, start tracking it, build a backend system, make sure that all data is coming to a central server. From there, it comes, you hire all these electronic boards, you put it up at each bus stop, you make sure that it's being displayed over there, and then you go find advertisers, put their advertisements in that. All of this can be done, correct? But do you know how they did it as an MVP? There were some 5-6 in that group. Okay. 2 of them went to one bus stop. The remaining 3 or 4 went to the next bus stop. So, whenever a bus comes to the first bus stop, they would call up and tell the people in the next bus stop when the bus is coming, which bus, and in let's say from bus stop 1 to bus stop 2, it will take 10 minutes to come. So they'll say, hey, this bus came here. So they know that in 10 minutes, 66A will come to this bus stop. So what would they do? They had a big cardboard on which they would write bus number and its timing. And they would hold it in the bus stop. I have a recorded video of this also. It was so beautiful. Initially, nobody saw it. But then people started wondering, hey, how are these guys writing the time? They came and asked. These guys told, yeah, people are calling us and telling from there. They asked, are you mad? Why are you doing it? They said, no, we are running an experiment. People were like, okay. But then immediately, within 30 minutes, it became like a practice. Everybody on the bus stop were looking at that board to understand when their bus is coming. So now they had to validate the advertisements. So what these guys did, behind that, they started putting different advertisements. They would turn the board. Once it would be a Surf Excel ad. Once it would be a Rin ad. Once it would be a Nirma ad. Whatever, they would just simply paste it and remove it and then turn around. Every 30 seconds, once they would turn it around and show an ad. So they continued doing this for an hour or 2. Now they had to validate whether people remember that ad better or not. So one guy would get onto that bus where anybody who was seeing the board, when he onboarded the bus, one guy from the team would follow him in the bus. And after 2 stops, ask him, do you remember what ad you saw on the board? And there was an 8 out of 10 recollection of the ad that people saw. So this is how you can go and validate that the problem that you're trying to solve actually exists and it can be solved. Of course, the company did not go through because it was very capital intensive. There were a lot of other reasons for them to fail. Not because there was no market need. Everybody are following what I'm saying? Guys, I really can't see your faces. I don't know what's happening here, right?
We are able to follow.
Yes, yes, very much.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is what I want all of you to think about. How can you solve whatever problem you're trying to solve without building the whole product? Because let us assume that you invest 1 year, 2 years of your life building the product, lakhs together in terms of money, only to realize that people don't need it or something is not working there. Rather than that, is there a smaller way of doing it? Okay. So there is another example over here. This is called a need feed. It's a video. I can play the video for it, but rather, let me explain it in a very simple way, right? Here they built another MVP. In this MVP, what they did was they said that people will do social buying. Example, when you go onto Facebook, if you see that your friend has purchased a product, you will want to buy that product. Now, this they wanted to validate or invalidate. There were 3 companies in total. One, a company called Needfeed, which built an MVP. Second company, which raised about 2 million in funding. Third company, which raised about 1 million in funding. The third company and the second company started building the full product. Needfeed, what they did was, they just paid $20 and got a small script written in such a way that that product is not built, but on any given computer, if you log on to Facebook, that what that script will do is it will randomly take your friend's photo and some random product, and it will say your friend bought this. And they started observing, and they made multiple people come on, sit on that machine and open up their Facebook. And they saw that out of 50 people, only 3 people liked it, 47 hated it. So these people spent $20 and realized that their product is not going to work. But they were wondering, what are the other 2 companies doing? 9 months later, company 2, which had raised 2 million, came out and said, hey, we don't think there is a market fitment for this. There is no product market fit. So we are closing down our company. Okay. They had about some money left and they gave back to their investors. Company 3 continued building the product and eventually it never worked. They failed. So that is what you will save by building MVPs. $20 versus 2 million. Okay. So I want everybody to start thinking on those lines, right? Now, there are different types of MVPs that can be built. I'll quickly give you an explanation, right? First one is called explainer videos. If you don't know what these are, you can go take a look at Dropbox or the Dollar Shaving Club. They didn't have product. Okay. They just put out a video. Once people started seeing that video, people wanted that product. Then they went and built the product. Landing page, the buffer example that you saw, that's a landing page. It takes you $20 to put a landing page. You don't need a product at all. Mockups are things that look like the product but are not the product itself. Okay. Concierge is where on the back end, it is full manual. When the customer sees it, it appears like, oh, this is all automated. This is like a full-fledged company, but everything at the back end is manual. Like a simple example for this is Zappos, right? Zappos was, before it became a full-fledged e-commerce company, initially they started selling footwear. Right? So what Zappos founder did was, he would go into a store, click photos of all the shoes. Okay. He built a website and he put it over there. Now, for a customer, it looks like it's an e-commerce site. He would come, click over there and say buy. The minute he said he clicked on buy, what the founder would do is run to the store, buy the shoe, pack it up, and then ship it to this person. Is that a way to run a company? The answer is no. But here he is not trying to run a company. He's building an MVP to validate or invalidate his hypothesis. He wants to understand whether people will come and buy shoes on the internet. Today, we know people will buy shoes on the internet. 15 years before, nobody knew. Okay. So that is how you can use concierge to again build MVPs. Another way all of you would have seen is by raising funds from customer or pre-selling. So there are a lot of these pre-selling sites where people put out what product they're going to build. And people come and support that campaign. They say, hey, you know what? I will buy a product. I will buy. People say that this product will be available only in December of next year. But people will pay for it. Right? So you can also go ahead and do that. A lot of you who are building physical products need not build a physical product. You can validate whether people will pay for it, how much they'll pay for it by running these campaigns much ahead of building your product. Okay. Any questions over here?
No, sir. No.
No questions?
Clear. No.
Oh, okay, cool. Then we've reached the end of this presentation, right? So finally, what is an MVP? I know I said MVP is three things. That is the technical definition. But MVP is a mindset. It is constantly trying to build something smaller and take it to the market faster to validate or invalidate your assumption. That's a mindset. It is not a definition. So you constantly need to be in that pursuit of going faster to the market to validate or invalidate your assumptions. If you are somebody who's very comfortable building the product within four walls for 1 or 2 years, then that is going to be very harmful for you in the long run. Right? So MVP is a mindset. What next? There are 3 books. You know, The Lean Startup by Eric Ries, Business Model Generation. I'm sure that you've already done BMC workshop. But what I would strongly recommend is the book in the center called Running Lean by Ash Maurya. So please go ahead and, at least try and read this one book to fully comprehend what has been taught to you guys in the last 3-4 sessions. Right? So that's my time. Thank you, folks. Open for taking any questions at this point.
Rohit, I actually have a question.
Please go ahead.
You were speaking about iterative designs.
Hmm.
So now we are building a product. We have something in mind, and in order to validate, so you mean to say that we have to go step by step, and we need to release product to the market as improved versions, correct? So first it should be a basic product, then we have to go for a higher version of that same product, depending upon how the customers receive our first product. Correct?
Absolutely.
So in that
Okay.
case,
To better understand this, right? Can you quickly give me an overview about what you're trying to build? Who is your customer and what is his problem?
so I am going to build a medication adherence medicine vending machine in order to improve the medication adherence by the patient. So it is basically for healthcare division. So we already have lots of medicine storage devices that are available, but we want to make it smart and we want to integrate make it an IoT wherein the loved ones will get indicated whether the medication is being taken in time or not, because many of the elders stay away from their kids, and often kids are worried about whether the medication is being taken properly or not. So we want to bridge that gap which we have identified, and as that we want to go step by step, wherein we want to devise a medicine storage device which is already there are thousands of products that are available in the market. We want to build it with some of unique factors that we have identified, probably that will help any patient to have proper medication at proper time. So that is what we want to ensure. So we are going step by step, wherein we are building first a hard device, a product, wherein we are bringing in few unique properties which without inclusion of IoT. Just the product should increase their medication adherence at least by 25%. And probably the medication that has to be taken, what has to be taken before food, what has to be taken after food, there has to be indication for that too. So that is first step that we are going forward as. And after that, once we see how the product is received and what is the feedback from the customer, we want to integrate IoT to it in order to ensure that the cycle gets completed wherein the loved ones get the message, and also the medication adherence is probably taken to 80 to 90% of uh, standard cycle.
Okay, so now I hear two problems over here. One is medication adherence. Second is loved ones getting a report. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
And,
what is your
and
primary problem?
just want to add up, and also when a patient goes to a doctor, the doctor will not be having the history of medicines taken by a patient for a duration of 1 or 2 years. With this device, probably we'll create that history of medication that is taken by the patient, which will also act as a repository for any doctor to prescribe future medications.
Okay, three problems we've noticed. What is the
Yes.
primary problem?
Primary problem is to have medication adherence.
Okay.
That is.
Now, how do we know that is a problem?
This we have identified, we have in day-to-day life, we observe in the society that probably if a doctor prescribes a medication in the morning, probably somebody forgets in their busy schedule that need to be taken, or they go out and they forget the medicine in house and they forget to take it. So they skip.
No, but how
they
have we
skip the meal.
validated that?
Yeah, we have done case studies, we have done surveys by which we have received enough response that this is what usually happens. At least 30 to 40% times this is happening.
Okay. Now, again, when you say you've done surveys,
Yes.
Were these forms that were filled, or did you do customer interviews?
Customer interviews.
Okay, you did customer interviews. How many interviews did you do?
We took samples of 120 patients from different age categories. 30
Okay.
patients from 30 patients from young to middle age, and 90 patients from older age.
Okay.
So
And what were the findings?
findings were they were not able to follow. They probably were able to follow proper medication if there was a reminder which is available for them. One thing, and if they are going out, it is difficult for them to carry medication. And sometimes we took 3 or 4 questions wherein whether they get confused with the medicine. That is first thing. So if what are the tablets that need to be taken in the morning? Usually if they get 3 or 4 tablets that need to be taken in the morning, so they get confused. What are the tablets that need to be taken? So
Okay, quick questions.
Yes.
One, these are all chronic patients who have to take medicine every day, correct?
yes, yes.
Okay. In that, in the 30, how many of them were missing at least once a day?
There was 1 out of 3 who were missing every day.
So 10 out of 30 in the first
Yes.
30, the younger batch were missing.
Yes.
Okay. Now in the older 90, how many were missing?
So it is probably on a daily basis, out of 90, I just
Give me
yeah,
a ballpark number. Even if you
one
don't-
1 out of 8 were missing. 1 out of 8 were missing.
1 out of uh, I want to know why were they missing? What was the reason for missing?
Yeah, one is since there were two types, whether either they were confused with what medicine need to be taken, and there were chances when proper refilling did not happen in due time, and there were also incidents wherein they had taken a different medicine at a wrong time. So the pill time got changed. So
Okay.
these are the chances how they have missed it.
Okay, one is confusion or wrong medicine, and the
Yes.
second is, refill or medication not being available. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, lovely. So now
And
these are
point was when they were going out, they weren't able to take the medicine.
that is the third. Okay, while going out, they were not able to take medicine. So these are three reasons that we've identified why people are missing. Now, first of all, very well, at least the customer discovery process is very well done, Kiran, right?
Yeah.
So now over here, typically the first question that we have to ask is, if one out of 8 people or 9 people are missing
Yes.
once a day, right? And it is not like every day,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is not like every day. True.
correct? Because refill it might happen 1, 2, 3 days,
Yes.
right?
True.
Now, going out also, if they miss going out once, then next day they'll figure it out.
Yes.
Okay, or in 2, 3 days it'll happen. So
Yes.
even in a 30-day period, if we consider, maximum they're missing like 3 or 4 times.
Yes. True.
Is it such a painful thing for them?
Yeah, since it is chronic medications that they are taking, it is very critical for them to follow every medication on dot. So they are not. They should not be prepared to miss anything. So that
I
is what it
understand, Kiran, that is what you feel. What do
Yeah.
they feel?
yeah, it is what they also feel, but they have probably one of I when I spoke with one of the patient, they were saying this is the real time scenario. Even I could connect it to it because I probably have the same scenario what they mentioned. Their kids stay away from them. They stay in Bangalore, wherein they stay in a tier 2 city. They are not very literate, so the son comes every week or twice in a month and refills their medication and allocate every medication in a basket. And once what happened was there was a small kid in their house who mixed up all the medication in the basket, and they
No,
were
no,
not
no,
able.
I don't want, see, this is where one is not a sample set, Kiran.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yes.
Whenever we're doing customer interviews, we are looking for patterns.
Okay.
We are looking that if the same story was told by 10 people,
Yeah.
then we have a story. Then we have a
Okay.
if one person tells, it's a story.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Kiran,
Mm-hmm.
you feel this is a major problem.
Yeah.
How many customers came and told, hey, this is a problem? And
Yeah.
you know how we do validation for that during customer interviews? When I teach customer interviews within Upeka,
Mm-hmm.
my number one question for them for validation is, what have they done already to solve this?
Yeah. Yes.
If they are already using some Jugadu solution for this,
Yeah. Yes.
then it means it's a real problem.
Yeah.
See, I did not cover the entire problem customer portion over here because I was told that Keshwa has already done that.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Or else I have a custom, a problem pyramid. There are 4 types of problem. It's urgent, it is immediate, it is nascent, or it's passive.
Okay.
We need to go after urgent problems. If there is urgent problem, then that means they have found some alternate solution for it, which is not perfect.
Yeah.
Or at least they're trying to solve. In this case, what are they doing?
So, yeah, they are trying to out of all 90 patients, elderly and all 30 patients who
No,
are
I just
young.
want to talk about those 20 patients who are missing it. What are they doing?
So they are trying to remember it by having a paper packet on which they are writing this is the morning pill, this is before food, this is after food, and they are trying to sort everything in a basket, a huge basket, wherein they are keeping all the medicine. If both husband and wife are both having chronic illness, they have separate basket for husband, they are having separate basket for wife. So this is how they are managing. And if they are missing it, they are trying to remember it by marking it on a calendar, whether I have taken the medication or not. That is how we got confirmation that whether the patient have missed it or not. They showed us the calendar. Okay, this is how we are marking. So yeah.
Okay. Now my simple question is, what is so wrong with their existing system?
Yeah, again, when you have a large basket wherein all medications are there, they are getting either jumbled, they are either getting mixed. And when you have different packets, they are not able to identify how long the medicine could be used, and what are the probably and even they informed us that the medications are getting swapped because they are in easily accessible paper cover. They could be swapped, and they are in an open basket.
Okay, so now are we assuming that these people don't know how to read?
Yeah, in that around 25% were not able to read it.
Okay,
Distinguish.
so now again from 10, we've come to
Yeah.
2.5. 7.5 can read.
7.5 can read.
So mixing up is not a problem for them.
Yes, no, mixing up is not a problem for them.
Okay, for them only forgetting is the problem.
Yeah, forgetting is the problem.
Okay, now mixing up 2.5 out of 90, is it a real problem?
No, may not be.
May not be. Okay, I'm not telling it is not.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what lean startup can do.
Yeah.
Okay, now 7.5 out of 90 yet seems like a good number.
Okay.
Okay, so there you can go and evaluate. Now
Okay.
for that, should you build a hardware or could it be a simple SMS reminder system?
Yeah.
If you can just send it via WhatsApp, if you can just send it via WhatsApp and say, send the photo and the pill.
Okay.
Saying, you know, in a proper infographic saying that, yeah, this many times you have to take now.
Yes.
Okay. Why does it require a hardware for that?
True. But yeah, the hardware was part to just to ensure that they get medicine all together for one period of a day. Probably for morning, they get all pills at one position.
No, that is not the problem, no, Kiran.
Yeah, that is not the problem. True.
Then why are we
What you
solving?
said, yeah, what you said is the second part which we are already working on. We have a software that is being built in order to send reminders. But
Exactly my problem, Kiran.
yeah,
Don't build software. Okay.
just build a reminder SMS system.
Yeah, you know, hire one intern from some college, pay him 5,000 rupees, give him Excel sheet, let him send out messages, no, throughout the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Let it be a concierge system. For your end consumer, it looks like it is an app.
Yeah. True.
But here, you know, one college intern is doing. Now, to build the software, you'll spend lakhs together, months together.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you'll get this guy working from tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Try it for 3 months. I'm not telling that's the solution. That's the MVP.
Yeah, that's the MVP. Yes.
In 3 months, if you find validation that people need it, they're willing to pay for it, charge them 500 rupees a month, 1,000 rupees a month, 5,000 rupees a month. I don't know what the charges are going to be.
Yeah.
If they're willing to pay for it, then you go ahead. Then you go build everything.
Yep. True.
So folks, so this was like a clear demonstration of like what MVP needs to be. Are others following? Okay,
Yes, sir.
after lunch, I think it's a very good time to do sessions. But anyway, so Kiran, you understand, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, that is where you don't need to build hardware. That is where you don't need to build software.
Yeah.
See, Kiran, there is something called customer problem fit,
Yeah.
problem solution fit, and product market fit. Failure can happen anywhere.
Okay.
Majority of the failure will happen in customer problem fit only, whether that customer has that problem.
Yep.
And when you objectively look at the numbers through your customer interviews, you will get the answer. 2.5 out of 90 is not a good number.
Okay.
Maybe 7.5 is.
Yes.
So customer problem is solved there.
Yes.
Next, customer solution fit. That is where this will fail. Even though 7.5 out of 100 is good, okay, there might be simpler ways of solving it than building a hardware product.
Okay.
Because hardware product is going to be expensive, etc., etc. So that is where problem solution fit will fail.
Yeah.
Let us, for example, assume that somehow problem solution fit also succeeds. Are people willing to pay for it? How are you going to market it? Where are they going to buy it from? All of that is come in your product market fit. That is what business model canvas does.
Yes.
It can fail there.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, as entrepreneurs, right, all the numbers are stacked against us.
Yes.
Okay. So 99 out of 100 startups fail
Yes.
for a reason, because there are so many places to fail.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is where I want all of you to be very pragmatic about this. Use the lean startup principles to evaluate whether there's customer problem fit, problem solution fit, and then product market fit. No, of course, to figure out product market fit, you will need a product, but till then you don't need a product, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for probably I'll again rework on what we are going to build and what is exactly required by the customer.
Lovely, Kiran. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful that this landed for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. Rohit, I'm Ram Kumar here.
Yes, doctor.
See, I'm working on a health drink, ready to use, kind of freeze-dried health drink, and I have a wide range of potential customers. So yesterday or the last session also, they told to prioritize who will be the most promising or faster to reach or the acceptance level. So mine is a combination of some users, so which will be helpful for people who are struggling to get conceived, or chronic disease people like diabetes, obesity, aging, stress. So my question is, I am a technical person. I am a researcher. Basically, I developed this product, but I have some market experience. I had a franchise in Chennai, and I did marketing to IT companies and all just before Corona. So now this is a tested product already, but I am giving it in a ready-to-use format. Because otherwise, it is very cumbersome to make, and most of the time people cannot have have energy or time to make this. And many times the source, the raw material, the fruits are not available throughout the year, and it cannot be carried it will degrade if you keep it in the morning and evening. It will ferment, so it's unwanted. So this is what, sir. So can you guide me? What is iterative possible here?
So, sir, this is already tested product. You've already built the product, right?
Yes, sir. I have marketed it, but as a fresh one.
I'm sorry, I lost you there.
Sir, the product was marketed as a freshly prepared and sold same day. I am saying I have seen acceptance of the product.
Okay, now my question is, the current product that you are building or in the process of building, what state is it in?
Sir, it is in the proof of concept. We have already made the product into a ready to use one, and it has to be packed and labeled. kind of,
It's
and it is in
pre-pandemic.
the small scale. It is not in the commercial scale.
Okay, got it. So, sir, now how much of an effort is finding packaging and labeling?
Sir, since I was in R&D and I am a pharma person with Nutra background, so
Hmm.
I have already worked out, small scale packing and stabilizing.
Mhm.
It won't be cost me a bomb. I hope so. I have the known resources to make it.
So
And
that is
also,
what I was hoping for. So, sir, see, since you're already in the space now, okay,
yes,
what I would recommend is, uh, figure out goals. So now we are beyond problem, customer problem fit and problem solution fit, because
yes,
product
sir.
is here.
Yes, sir.
In Kiran's case, product was under development. That is why I told him don't build. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In your case, product is already here. So
Okay,
now
sir.
take it to market, sir.
Fine,
Right?
sir. Now, any possibility of iteration? It was so very shocking the way you told, no? Oh, paisa to jada paisa tumhara mat dalo. Test the waters, and they say in English. So,
Correct.
and I'm just wondering, is it possible in my case, sir? Maybe it was a thought triggered by the last speaker. Rather than, I was thinking of approaching the railways or defense or airline and health. Then I thought maybe with your advice, I should focus on the health population or health compromised population, health conscious population, and that can be my iteration, right?
Sir, that is
My
primarily
audience.
called
Yes, sir.
positioning. Okay.
Positioning. Yes, yes.
Right? So positioning is more a product market fit play. Okay. For your curiosity, sir, if I were to take this product to the market, I would have just launched a web page or an ad campaign on Facebook, on Instagram, etc., etc., with nicely designed, what do you call, nicely designed page and
Packaging,
everything.
ad.
Okay, even without the product, and gone ahead and advertised as, for one particular section. Let us say it is for diabetic people. So I would have marketed this product. I would have spent on marketing before building the product to figure out whether people will buy it.
Sir, is this not misleading, sir? You don't have the product, you are not in the market, and then you say, boss, you want it. I cannot do it in my name, sir, at least. It is my perception.
Correct, sir. That is the Indian mentality, sir. Okay. So the thing is that we somehow... So here are the questions I would ask, sir. When you run that campaign, no, sir, how many people will you reach?
Which campaign? Sir, digital campaign, you mean?
Yeah, initially, I told, right, I would spend on marketing and not on building the product, right? So let us say we set aside 1 lakh for marketing and everything, okay, for that campaign, for validation. That 1 lakh, how many people do you think you will reach, sir?
If I can reach few thousands, it will be a big. It depends on the method I use. If I can get a proper digital platform, maybe I can reach much larger audience.
No. Let's say we're spending on ads, right? We are building website, etc., etc.
Yes.
Spending on ads, okay?
Yes.
You might reach some 1,000 people, 5,000 people at tops, correct?
Correct.
India has 1.4 billion population, sir.
If you mean if I can reach, is it?
No, India has 1.4 billion population.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
5,000 out of 1.4 billion is like a very small percentage.
Yes, sir. Very skewed.
Okay.
Very skewed.
It is okay if they get pissed off with you. Your job is to validate it.
Yes, sir.
Right? Then if it's validated, you change the product name and you sell again. No, who cares?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, sometimes our moral obligations come in our way of doing business pragmatically, sir.
True, sir. Especially academicians.
People, no? We are not asking you to cheat people, right? We are not telling take money, don't give product. I'm telling see if they're willing to pay money. Got it. Correct? So that is where we confuse a few things and we take a particular path. So that's where I would have spent it all on marketing and not on product development only. So a good example is, you know, like okay, I don't even want to go there. So that is the point I wanted to make, sir. Right now,
Yes.
to the positioning part of it, right? I
Yes.
touched on a little bit of positioning also. Sir, we have a saying in marketing that says selling to everybody is selling to nobody.
Yes, sir.
So that is where, sir, whatever Keshwa has told you is to identify the ICP. We call that the ideal customer persona,
Yes, sir.
who has a high value problem,
Yes, sir.
and sell it for those people.
Yes, sir.
Don't sell it to everybody, because when you're marketing it to everybody, you're marketing it to nobody.
I got it, sir.
But when you're marketing it to a niche, it is easy to market. You will quickly realize whether this customer will buy it or not. If not, go for another customer segment. If not, go for another
Yes.
customer. That is how you iterate the process.
And one persona or one segment may not decide, the others may or may not like it. I translate that interpretation, right?
Absolutely, sir.
Sir, we are researchers and technical people, rather scientific people. Is there any structured and more organized way of leading us to whatever we get it? Whatever you are saying, I also did some IIM program. I mean, I was in R&D industry. I understand, but when it is to do it, we need somebody to link this chain and make us go. I'm asking every speaker, I'm asking you also, how is there is a system of handholding, and I know the organizers are also listening, and who will be best fit for my product, my my segment also is there. So you can talk to us. You are a regular trainer for us.
So that is what we do internally in our accelerator is that, we have office hours, sir, because we have two models. One is we do all these sessions. In sessions, we can give generic gyan.
Correct.
Okay. But in office hours is where we will do custom tailored approach for each startup.
And that is
So-
your job.
That is one of my, out of the many things that I do, that is also one of the things that I do.
A part of your company's the profile. Okay.
Absolutely. Right. So primarily I have three major roles to play. One is investing in startups. One is handling the tech team in the company. And then the third is to, mentor the startups.
Marketing, segmenting, marketing, and all that stuff. Isn't it?
Not segmenting marketing. I'm not a marketing expert, right? I primarily come from a product background. So I try to help with product things.
Okay. Okay.
So that
And
is
I hope you are in predominantly IT segment, is it, sir? You are
Yes, sir. Yes,
tinge
sir.
of.
We are purely in IT segment. Yes.
So even
Hello, right, sir.
accelerators may have their specialization, I suppose.
I'm sorry.
Even the accelerators may have their orientation for some special.
Absolutely. So we are a
Right.
B2B SaaS accelerator. So we don't take any other software products. We take only B2B SaaS products as our portfolio.
So I can take your help for B2B if I think it is worth it, isn't it?
B2B SaaS, sir.
Yes, sir.
It has to be a SaaS product. It has to be software as a service.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was very
Hello.
eye-opening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Rohit,
Doctor.
sir.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yes.
Rohit, sir.
Santosh.
Santosh, sir. Santosh. Sir, actually, yeah, very nice session, sir. I am listening. Probably I couldn't switch on my video because once I disconnected because of some network issues here. But anyway, it was very nice session again.
Thank
But
you,
I
Doctor.
have got a very small like doubt, sir. Like when we take up like MEP only, minimum value viable product, to the market, like there may be other players who are already making these kind of products, and they may get this idea and they may proceed faster than us. This is what my just these things are. So this, whether it may happen for some products, I don't know whether it applies for all.
Sir, this is what people call the first mover advantage, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So now I will ask you a question, sir. All the big companies in the world,
Yes, sir. Yes.
all the big conglomerates which are rolling,
Yes, sir.
can you tell me one company which started the product first?
No idea, sir. Probably.
None, sir. Okay, because
Yes, sir.
the followers have significant advantage over the first movers, sir.
Correct, sir. Correct.
Okay, because they can see what is being done, they can see where fitment is happening, etc., and do it. So while a lot of this, fitment we are talking about, that is just 10% of the overall game. 90% of the game is in the execution.
Correct, sir. Correct.
So you will face competition.
Yes, sir.
You might face them early. Good.
Correct.
Okay. So we in fact tell our startups to go and talk to their competitors.
Yes, sir.
Initially, everybody are like, what competition? No. How can we talk to them? What if he takes off my idea, etc., right? But then
Yes, sir.
but how many of them have learned to collaborate? Because it's not a winner takes all market.
Correct, sir.
It's not like only one company will rule.
Yes,
There is
sir.
enough space for 1,000 players to play.
Yeah, understood, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is where
Correct, sir.
I strongly recommend that you even have conversations with your competitors.
Correct.
And
We'll get some
don't be worried
idea.
to go to the market.
Correct, sir. Correct. Understood, sir. Like I think we can make some of the things very confidential whenever we are talking.
Yeah.
Only we can say it as a generalized, right?
Correct.
Product when we even advertise or something like that, we can keep something confidential, because there are people who can simply, any domain, they can also catch some idea and they can develop into the another product. So understood, sir. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that clarity. Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, one quick question, since you are from IT, how
Yes,
good
sir.
is for such health products the digital marketing, if you have seen any?
Sir, today all of this health fad is being sold only on internet, sir.
True.
Right? So Instagram marketing and all is like very, very crucial for this, especially if you're doing D2C. Okay, it's a little outside my expertise,
Right.
expert area, but yeah, it plays a major role, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, I have a short discussion question. So basically, everybody discussed as a product. So basically, our startup idea is not a product. It's basically like where we are trying to establish a portal or a space where people can get help with analyzing their data. So it could
Analyzing
be
their
data. So suppose you have a data and you want to get a statistical analysis for the same, or you want to do a meta-analysis, or you have genomics data and you want to analyze such kind of data. So basically, we are trying to bridge this gap between, say, clinicians or practitioners who have research data but is not coming out in the format it should be. So since again you are from the IT field, we had got a suggestion earlier that we better launch to have this end-to-end based kind of analysis. We have an app. But as of now, our whole idea is where we kind of develop a website or use social media as a platform to reach out to people. So what's your take on this? Like what do you think, or is there any suggestion from your end that we could incorporate on this site?
Okay, I have like a bunch of questions here, right? One is who does the analysis? Is it a service or is it a product?
So, sir, if you are giving us a data, so our team is such that where we have different strengths. So there's someone who's good with doing this, someone who's good with graphical representation of the same, someone who could.
So it's manual work.
Yes, it's a manual base. It's not a software base. Except for plagiarism check and things like that, we do it manually.
Okay, so this is a services business per se. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so if it's a services business, right now, then there is no real engineering happening here in terms of software. Okay. It is basically a website and that can as easily be built in a couple of days.
Mhm.
You don't need to spend too much to build that. Okay.
Okay.
You can typically.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hello. Carolyn, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to build that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can just go on Fiverr.com or your freelancer.com and get somebody to build this whole thing out for you for very in a very inexpensive way. Okay. Where they can just upload their data, or you don't even need uploading of data. All you need is one landing page. There, from there, they can just contact you via email, and from there you can take everything offline. You give them, they put it on Drive, then you take it. So that would be the MVP version of this. In the future, maybe you have a full-fledged version where they will upload the data, where you will finish everything, where you will upload the report, they will download the report. All of that is not necessary now.
Okay. To start with, basically, you mean.
Just for starting, primarily you will just need one landing page, which can be gotten very easily.
Yes, because most of the kind of expense probably we would have right now would be to maybe purchase some basic softwares or things like that. But apart from that, launch, yes, we haven't thought much about it. Like as you told, it would be something basic that we're looking for.
Absolutely. In the future, you can have all the shebang going over there if the business takes off, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Folks, any other questions? If not,
Any other questions? I think.
cool then. I think this is the first time where I've finished something with so much discussion on time. Usually my sessions like go on and on and on. So, there's a good thing here. Lovely, folks. So over to you, Shodhan.
Yes. Thank you, sir. I think it was an amazing session. Like they might have clearly got an idea what you have to build instead of spending so many years building a product, then putting up into the giving it validating it, rather than building an MVP and then validate it. So I think it was a really informative session.
Thank you.
Shodhan, just one question. I got a call. Interrupting.
Yes, Dr. Ram.
CONCIGRE, something like that.
Sorry, doctor, I cannot hear you.
Your voice is breaking, Dr. Ram. Could you please repeat?
There is a word concierge, CONCIGRE.
Concierge, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it. What is it actually?
So that is where in the front end, it looks like, there is a full backend software, but in the backend, there is nothing. It's all manual. So we discussed multiple examples of that, right?
Okay.
So that's one.
It is called concierge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Yes.
Great.
Then, thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you, sir, for your time. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
had a great time doing the session too. So my only humble request to all the participants is to think through what they're building and not spend a lot of time, energy, and money building things and then taking them to market. Always, like I said, MVP is a mindset. Think as to how you can validate the market before building the product. Right? So thank you, folks. Had a great time. Until next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Thank you, participants.
Thanks, sir.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.